weekend of ice storms leaves some without power, still without power in some northeast Kansas cities.
We'll get to that story in just a moment, but first, a quick check from our KSNT tower cam. Looks like the worst of our weather is in our rearview mirror.
We're all hoping for a return to some sunshine. Let's toss it over to Storm Track Chief Meteorologist Matt Miller.
We've got a lot of sun in the forecast still out ahead of us as the storm system, which has been just hanging around and just kind of a system that gave round after round of precipitation, mainly wintry mix precipitation, is finally lifting north. There's the storm system itself, the final round of it moving up through Nebraska. And as it moves out, drier weather will move in the place of it on the southern end of that first. So already seeing some breaks in the clouds. We're in the mid-30s to the south, still mostly cloudy, and mid to upper 30s to the north and to the east. But the breezes are west and southwesterly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour for most of the area, and that drops the wind chill into the upper 20s to around 30 degrees. Tonight, under a gradually clearing sky, we'll fall back into the upper 20s, a few spots into the mid-20s. It will be a chilly night, but how many days of sunshine lie out ahead of us? A look at that still to come.
Winter weather this holiday weekend has been relentless with ice, multiple car crashes, and of course power outages.
Energy crews have been working around the clock since Saturday to fix the problems affecting several Kansas cities. KSNT News' Harrison Drake was in Junction City today, where some have gone nearly 2 days without power.
You can hear that snap, crackle, pop everywhere. Ice that has gripped counties, leaving many without power, sometimes up to 36 hours.
Could have been Saturday night, you know. We woke up Sunday morning and there was nothing on.
Gerald improvised and took matters into his own hands when he and his wife realized that the power wasn't coming on anytime soon.
We went down and bought a one-burner stove and a lantern, and I bought a chainsaw just because to clean up my property.
As many as 2,000 people had been without power from Manhattan to Emporia. Westar Energy says that they've dispatched most of their crews to Junction City, and they're working as fast as they can to fix the problem. Most of the outages are from broken power poles and fallen trees getting tangled in the cords. Areas like Auburn, serviced by Kaw Valley Electric, also experienced outages, but were able to bring the power back on late last night. As for Gary County, the power is slowly turning back on.
We had probably about 2,000 people in Junction City without power. Now we're down to around less than 800 without power.
Burgess also reminds people to watch out for falling ice and to be careful when cleaning up any fallen branches. Harrison Drake, KSNT News.
Westar Energy says the power can come back on at any time, but they aren't certain exactly when. You can see the outage maps. It's on our website at ksnt.com.
An explosion and fire rocked a gun shop in northern Raleigh County Saturday afternoon. It happened just before 4 o'clock. Fire crews arrived to find the gun shop building destroyed. Live ammunition was going off as the fire blazed. A house more than 200 feet away had most of its windows blown out. The state fire marshal's office determined the cause of the fire to be a propane leak started by a light switch. Damage was placed at more than $100,000.
The Brown County Sheriff's Office is asking for the public's help in finding and identifying 3 people they believe are involved in criminal activity. A $500 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest and successful prosecution of those people. If anyone has information on the identities or the whereabouts of any of these 3, you're asked to call the Brown County Sheriff's Office. We have that number and the sheriff's email address. It's on ksnt.com.
For the second time in less than 2 weeks, an earthquake shook northern Oklahoma and was felt through most of Kansas. The 4.5 quake hit just before 4 o'clock this morning near Medford, Oklahoma. That's about 80 miles south of Wichita. There were no immediate reports of damage. This quake comes after a November 19th quake measured at 4.7.
Back from Syria tonight, Kansas's Lieutenant Governor Dr. Jeff Collier and Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson. The two spend part of their Thanksgiving holiday visiting 2 refugee camps along the Jordan-Syrian border. They got a first-hand look at how ISIS has turned the country into a war zone with little to no shelter and empty hospitals. The trip comes after Governor Brownback issued an executive order instructing Kansas agencies not to cooperate with the federal government in relocating Syrian refugees to our state. We asked Collier today whether, after getting a personal perspective of the struggles refugees are facing, if he still agrees with the governor.
The governor and I look at the situation as our job is to ensure the security of Kansans. And what ISIS has said is ISIS says we will use refugee programs to infiltrate the United States.
Who would be
We'll have more on what he says should be done with refugees. It's on KSNT News tonight at 6 o'clock. The Shawnee County Health Agency is hosting an event to help anyone sign up for health insurance. Enroll-a-Palooza will be held next Tuesday from 9 until 7 o'clock at the Topeka and Shawnee County Public Library. The event is for anyone who needs help signing up through the health insurance marketplace. Trained navigators will be on hand to answer questions and help people enroll. Open enrollment for next year runs through January.
Why did he do it? The man accused of opening fire at a Colorado Planned Parenthood made his first court appearance today.
The attack killed 3 people, and today we're learning more about them from their devastated families. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with the latest.
The terror and chaos inside this Planned Parenthood clinic.
We're pinned down. We're getting active gunfire.
Left 9 injured and 3 dead, and their loved ones trying to make sense.
Those were some of his last moments.
29-year-old Kier Stewart, an Iraq War veteran and father of 2 girls, was shot and killed. His brother telling ABC News he had just walked outside when the gunman opened fire.
He tried to get back inside and warn the others, take cover, military instinct,
What does that tell you about him?
That's the big brother I know.
Jennifer Markovsky, seen here in this Facebook post, was a mother of 2 who lost her life doing what she loves, helping a friend.
Outgoing, everybody loved her. You ask her something, you ask her for help, she helped.
And 44-year-old police officer Garrett Swayze gave his life protecting others. He was once a champion junior ice skater who trained with U.S. Olympian Nancy Kerrigan.
So you can't explain it, it's horrific and sad.
At Swayze's church yesterday, a prayer for his alleged killer, 57-year-old Robert Deere, an apparent loner who once lived in this shack in North Carolina before recently moving to this mobile home in Colorado, where police spent the weekend searching for answers.
So the motive remains under investigation, but sources say he made rambling, hostile comments about Planned Parenthood when he surrendered. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
The capital city's bus service is offering free bus rides tomorrow to mark a special anniversary. Tuesday marks the 60th anniversary of Rosa Parks' action on a bus. This specially designed Topeka Metro bus has been outfitted in the colors of a 1950s Montgomery, Alabama bus. On that day in 1955, Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. That action sparked the beginning of the civil rights movement in the country. To mark the occasion, Topeka Metro is offering a free ride day on all fixed routes tomorrow in recognition of the historic event.
Are you having trouble keeping your baby fully asleep through the night?
How about giving your little one a massage? Coming up, how it could work for you and may also be a way to connect with your bundle of joy. That's still ahead on KSNT News at 5:30. But first, Matt.
Tonight, a lot of cloud cover still hanging around the area, but that is temporary as we're finally getting to the final stages of the storm system. As it exits out, we finally clear and we drop down into the middle to upper 20s by tomorrow morning. We are tracking a stretch of dry weather ahead of us. How long the sunshine will be in place once it returns, that's coming up after the break.
You're watching KSNT News at 5:30 on KTKA.
Past several days have just been so gray and rainy and ice. I'm ready to say good riddance.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I think you may not be the only one that think that. It's been a very dreary several days as one really long-lasting storm system has been impacting the area. It's moving out now, and we're tracking clearer weather for tonight. Cold on the backside of this storm system. It'll be chilly, but again, the sunshine returns again for tomorrow and then stays with us with dry, sunny weather for most of the week. And we're tracking that steady warming trend as well. A look out at the lights of Winter Wonderland. It'll be opening up at 6 o'clock through 10 o'clock tonight. If you didn't get a chance to do that, maybe it's one of your family traditions to do that over the Thanksgiving weekend and the weather just didn't allow for it. I want to squeeze in one of the weeknights this week, a $10 per car suggested donation. It will be going on nightly through the end of the year. Seneca, quiet. Still a lot of cloud cover. You can kind of see the lights reflecting off of some of that low cloud cover that's hanging around there. Still cloudy and 37 in Topeka with a west-southwest wind at 10. And the precipitation, we added another 61/100ths of an inch. It's been a very wet weekend, and really last part of the week through the whole holiday weekend had lots of precipitation. Unfortunately, a lot of it came down as ice over the western areas, and then a lot of melting today as temperatures coming up into the mid-30s, and we're still in the mid-30s. A lot of that ice falling out of the trees at this time. 37 degrees at Topeka. Breezes out of the west and southwest at around 10 miles per hour. Even at this hour, dropping the wind chills into the 20s to around 30. So definitely a chill in the air. That is going to stay with us tomorrow. Keep in mind, we'll have those winds around tomorrow at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Yes, it's going to warm up and the sunshine returns, but don't expect it to be warm. It'll still have a chill with that breeze. Cloud cover hanging around as we've been tracking the storm system. It is finally lifting up into the northern plains. You can see the core of the system itself, which sat to our west and southwest and sent round after round after round of rain and ice our way. Now all of that's lifting to the north and winter storm conditions over the northern plains, but drier weather for the central and southern plains right now. As we take a look at KSNT Future Track, 10:30 tonight, mostly clear. Clearing out and staying in the clear for most areas tomorrow. Yeah, a few thin clouds may come through the northern half of the area tomorrow, but not as cloudy as it has been. Every now and then, little areas of clouds will develop and move through, but overall, as this system exits out, we will certainly be dry and for the most part, clear to partly cloudy. 27 tonight with a west wind down to about 5 to 10, and then it picks back up more out of a southwest direction tomorrow at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Your KSNT Storm Track 7-day forecast. High of 41, but a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind. It's not going to be a warm day, but the sun will be out, and that'll make a huge difference. Just in general, just kind of a getting out of this gloomy pattern that we've been in. We get rewarded with a long stretch of sunny weather. Low 40s on Wednesday, low 50s by Thursday, Friday, and even mid 50s by Saturday and Sunday. And overnight lows will gradually climb out of the 20s into the low 30s for the low temperatures by the upcoming weekend. Here's a look at some of the ice this morning in Manhattan from George Wyatt. There's a beautiful view. That's a little farther west near Ellsworth off I-70 from Sean Martin of Silver Lake. You can see just that gorgeous dusting of snow out in the central part of the state. Ice coming in off of the trees now as it's falling not from the sky, but just off of the melting of the trees from Frankie Medicine Horse. A look from Kathleen Otto as the squirrel there taking advantage of a lot of hedge apples that were likely down by the recent rain and ice. And this is what this time of year associated with a lot of the geese making their way in. Some wintering here from Jim Fry in Rossville. A couple in the sky there. That's a mix. It looks like both Canada geese and the snow geese as well.
Well, if they weren't thinking about going before this weekend, I think they made up their minds.
Maybe so, but it does look like a beautiful sight there to see those filling the fields. That was near the Kansas River Valley. If you want to go out and see some of those, those are beautiful to see the whole fields filled up with those geese. Like
where all the geese are, right there.
And in the next few days, at least now, the weather will be nice to take those little side trips.
That's
perfect
true.
timing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. If you're looking for a way to help your sweet bundle of joy relax a little more and sleep through the night, try giving your baby a massage.
We found a class where moms learn how to massage their babies while connecting with them at the same time. Martha Shade has the details.
Good morning. Good morning. So what makes infant massage so special is the skin-to-skin contact. That helps with the bonding between you and the baby. And it helps with nerve stimulation as well, too.
This infant massage class is aimed at strengthening that bond. For the next 45 minutes, the doctor will demonstrate how to safely massage infants once they're at least 1 month old.
I start from the head and work my way down to the toes so that I don't miss any body parts. When you massage the scalp, you also help eliminate cradle cap. When you massage the face, you help with blocked tear ducts.
It can also help with colic.
Massage from the 9 o'clock position down towards the 6 o'clock position. And that helps move all that gas around.
And the doctor says the benefits are plentiful.
Massage is amazing. You can see the results that first day. You'll have a more calm baby. You'll have a baby who'll interact and will coo and goo with you.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Martha Shade.
It's been 5 decades since a beloved character hit the airwaves for the very first time.
And ABC is celebrating a Charlie Brown Christmas tonight. Coming up, the cartoon creator's son talks about what made good old Charlie Brown such a success. You're watching KSNT News at 5:30.
Here's what we're working on for 10 o'clock. You probably saw volunteers out ringing bells this weekend for the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. But did this first holiday weekend bring in enough donations?
plus gluten-free bakery. We'll introduce you to the woman who's behind Topeka's new business and show you what kind of treats she's serving up. We'll have those stories and more tonight on KSNT News at 10. It's hard to believe it was 5 decades ago that a Charlie Brown Christmas aired for the very first time on TV.
And to celebrate, ABC is hosting a 50th anniversary special tonight. The son of Peanuts creator Charles Schulz is also giving insight into what made the cartoon such a big success. ABC's Brandi Hitt reports.
Good grief, it's been 50 years.
All right, quiet everybody.
Charles Schulz's lovable Peanuts characters were brought to life on television in A Charlie Brown Christmas for the first time back in 1965.
See, my trouble is Christmas. I just don't understand it.
The story of a troubled boy, his dog Snoopy, and friends coming to the rescue.
No. Listen, all of you. You've got to take direction.
Back when I was a kid, in the 60s, you would get your family together. You'd sit down around the TV set and you'd watch it.
And 50 years later, Schultz's son Craig says the holiday special's themes and emotions still ring true.
We all feel those things. We're all there when Charlie Brown loses. We all lose a lot more in life than we ever win.
And listen to these voices.
I always end up playing a shepherd.
Schultz says these aren't professional actors who auditioned for the roles. These are neighborhood kids pulled from classrooms.
Oh no, we're doomed.
Are you thrilled, Snoopy? Show me your dance moves. Watch.
Snoopy's excited. Ready to celebrate Monday's golden anniversary, along with an hour-long special on ABC leading up to what's now become a holiday classic.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown!
Brandi Hitt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The special Charlie Brown show airs right here on KTKA at 7 o'clock tonight.
We'll be watching.
Of course, it's my favorite. Coming up, several awards are handed out on the college level.
Plus, the Chiefs just keep winning. Matt Gasper is back after the break with reaction from the Kansas City locker room. Whether they're playing in sunny San Diego or cold and rainy Kansas City, the Chiefs continue to find ways to win football games, and they're finally back above 500 for the first time since week 1. In less than ideal weather conditions yesterday, the Chiefs battled back from an early 10-0 hole to beat the Bills and up their winning streak to 5 games. It's a next man up mentality for Kansas City. Spencer Ware, the running back nobody knew the Chiefs had until just a few weeks ago, racked up 114 yards and 1 touchdown in the win.
Our whole team is filled with people that, prepare like they are the guy. So when the time comes up, they're able to step in.
We're playing hard-nosed, confident football. We're playing together. And, when you got 11 guys out there playing together, it's easier on yourself. And it's right now it's fun, man. It's fun going out there and playing your tail off for the guy next year.
We got a really good team. And Coach Andy Reid stresses that every time when we were 1-3, 1-4, 1-5. Say, hey, we're not far off. We're not far off. And then when we turn the corner, we're peaking at the right time.
We're proud of where we are, but we still know where we want to go. So it's there's a lot of leaders in this room that care, that absolutely love this game, love this team. We're going to keep this thing rolling.
On the college level, it's becoming routine for the 3rd week in a row. K-State's Morgan Burns is the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week. Burns forced a fumble on a KU punt, and then on the very next series, later in the first quarter, he recovered a blocked punt in the end zone. He also had 3 tackles to go along with an interception in K-State's win. The Wildcats will wrap up the regular season on Saturday at home against West Virginia. Sticking with the college awards and college hoops, KU guard Wayne Selden was named the Big 12's Co-Player of the Week. He and the Jayhawks are back from a Maui Invitational Championship, and they're getting ready for tomorrow's game against Loyola, Maryland. It'll also be the debut of freshman Sheck Diallo.
I envisioned Sheck of being a guy that brought something that we did not have last year. Rim protector, energy, great athlete that would give us more of an inside physical presence, even though he's not physical in stature, but he can be an intimidating presence because, he's 7'5" this way and he's quick off his feet and those sorts of things that we really didn't have last year. I'm really excited for him. I'm excited for us, but I'm more so excited for him just to see what he can do when he gets out there.
And in volleyball news, it's also nothing new for KU head coach Ray Bouchard. He wins the Big 12 Coach of the Year award for the 3rd time in the last 4 years.
His sophomore, Anisi Havili, is the league setter of the year. The 9th-ranked KU volleyball team will host the opening round of the NCAA tournament beginning on Thursday night as they take on Furman. Stay with us. Matt Miller's back after the break with one last check of your forecast.
You're watching KSNT News at 5:30 on KTKA.
Storm system, which has been impacting the area over the last several days, is finally lifting northward and into the northern plains out of our area, allowing for clouds to start to break up and clear apart a little bit through the course of this evening and tonight. And that'll leave us a stretch of dry, sunny weather out ahead of us. Tonight down to 27. Now you look at the high tomorrow, 41. It may sound better. Obviously it is a little bit warmer, but the wind will be a little stronger tomorrow. Southwest at 10 to 20. So especially while the temperatures are in the 30s most of the day, we'll still have wind chills in the 20s. It'll be a chilly Tuesday, a little less wind and low 40s on Wednesday, but by Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, mild weather returns as highs will range between about 50 and 55 degrees by the weekend. Thanks for watching KSNT News at 5:30. Stay tuned for ABC World News and have a great evening.